Hey guys, just a quick one to let you know that I'm giving away this 14 by 5.5 walnut snare made by yours truly. All you need to do to be with a chance of winning is to subscribe to me on YouTube, hit the notification bell, and then leave a comment on the original competition video. That's it. I'll leave a link in the description and I'll also link it up on the YouTube card as well. You can score an additional 2 entries by picking up one of my t-shirts from my online shop. I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. If you'd like to see more competitions on this channel, leave a like on this video so I know to do more in the future. But now, let's jump into the video. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. My name's OwenAlec and on this channel I do everything drum related. That includes drum covers, tutorials, gear reviews, tips and advice, all that kind of good stuff. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well so you never miss any of it. So I don't normally do reaction videos on a Friday. I tend to do more drum orientated stuff on a Friday. But I thought today, why not? Because John Petrucci has just released his brand new single from his upcoming album, Terminal Velocity. And I thought, why not? You know, I love John Petrucci, I love Mike Portnoy. I was incredibly excited to hear that Mike Portnoy was going to be playing on this album. I know there's a lot of people out there that are really wanting Mike Portnoy to get back with Dream Theater. I don't see that happening, and I also kind of don't want it to happen because Portnoy era Dream Theater was amazing, but it's in the past. They've got Mangini stuff now and it's great, it's really, really good music. And that's the way that their sound is nowadays. I think it's probably not worth kind of dwelling on, trying to think, you know, hope for the old days and everything like that. They got the new stuff. Mangini is a fantastic drummer, so that's just the way it is. Without further ado, let's jump into John Petrucci's new solo song, Terminal Velocity. As always, I'll be making notes on my pad as we go, and then we can revisit at the end if there's anything I want to go over. A very quiet start. Got quite an uplifting, fun kind of sound to it. I don't feel like this is a typical John Petrucci tone that we're getting here. It sounds a little bit prettier almost, not quite as dark. Got a few signature Portnoy kind of fills going on in there. Getting a sort of chaos in motion kind of feel. just like I said before, a little less dark, I think. Some really nice rhythms, got some really nice leads going on. Lovely melodies. Very signature Portnoy film. So yeah, that was actually quite the lovely song, really. I think quite uplifting, quite a lot prettier sounding than typical Petrucci riffs that he's come out with in the past. I mean, if you know something like Dark Eternal Night, that's a heavy, dark sounding riff. But then, you know, contrast to that, when he's coming out with something of his own stuff, maybe he's looking to do something a bit lighter. As I said a few times in there was definitely some signature Portnoy fills. And as big of a Portnoy fan as I am, that's the one thing that just kind of lets things like this fall down for me. It's just the same fills, it's a repetition. I mean, there's a fill in there, I'll see if I can find it again, but it's literally this same sort of hits a stack and does a like some fast double bass underneath, like a digga 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 digga, and it's like he does that several times throughout it, and it's like, yeah, come on, we've heard this, you know, for the past 2 decades or something, you know, can we just hear something different from you? Again, I'm a huge Portnoy fan and I respect the hell out of the guy, you know, he's pretty much the reason why I am the drummer that I am today, because I got so much influence from him, but after a while it just feels like it's getting a little stale. But there is a reason why those are his signature fills for me. But anyway, I'm making this too much about Portnoy. Petrucci, as always, Petrucci really knocks it out of the park. His guitar tone is always on point. I think he's got one of the best guitar tones I've ever heard, other than someone like Devin Townsend. His playing is always on point because he is a master of what he does. He's able to mix these really nice riffs with really nice leads. So it's not just a boring kind of all the way through or something with just a bit of soloing over the top. He's actually got some nice intricate rhythms going on, but then doing leads on top of that. And I think that's a really nice testament to the fact that he is an amazing musician. He's worked his ass off at his craft, and he's one of the best guitarists in the world. I mean, even if you don't necessarily like Dream Theater and you don't necessarily like, you know, his solo stuff or LTE or whatever, you can't deny that Petrucci is an amazing guitarist. But I have made some notes and let's go over those a little bit. That side snare that he had, you hear that around about 1 minute 30 or so. That's one of the things that I do like about Portnoy's drumming, is that he can diversify certain sounds in his kit because he has such a big kit. Mangini does the same as well. But I really like the sound of this snare. It's a nice different texture, it's something a little bit groovier, and it adds a nice separation between this section of the song and the next. I think it's definitely something that fits with that section, because with what's happening with the guitars is that they're a bit lighter as well, and you need something that's a little less chunky and something that's a bit lighter and a little bit sort of higher pitch sounding. And I think that works really, really quite well with that section of the song. I think he uses it again later on, and it's a nice sort of reprise to what they're doing here. You know, I think it's a nice section. Let's move on then to about 3 minutes 40. I've put feel change in the solo. I think it went from a half-time feel to a full-time feel, but let me just... all the way around, sorry. And then picks up again there. I think that's a really nice use of bringing it down, speeding it back up, so it's not boring. You're keeping a similar sort of tone going on and a similar sort of feel, but then bringing it up and down like that, the half times and the full times and however you want to kind of describe it. I think that's a really nice way of keeping it interesting, not boring the audience too much with what's going on, but not kind of overdoing it that it's masking what the guitars are doing and taking away from the rest of the song. And then you got your nice, typical staccato section. I mean, you have to have this. That was one of the things that I think, certainly in early Dream Theater, one of the really nice things about Petrucci and Portnoy is how they gelled together when they were doing those rhythms, and, you know, having something that was a bit like bam, 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 bam. Again, just a really nice added texture, and I think it just suits that really, really nicely. And they do lock in really, really well, and I think the fact that you've got that in the rhythms and then you've got the lead over the top of it, again, just two different kind of styles and feels mashing together to create this one really interesting section. And then at about 5 minutes, we have a break. Now, this did remind me, I'm not massively well up on Liquid Tension Experiment, but it did remind me a little bit of that, because I've heard a few of their bits before, and it had that kind of that same sort of sound to me. I might be completely off there. Please do correct me in the comments. There's that side snare again. So yeah, I think it's a really, really nice song. I think one of the best things about it is the fact that it's not what you would typically expect. It's not this hard slamming metal, all metal riffs and, you know, really fast playing all the way through. And I think that he's found this really nice balance between it being an instrumental song and then also it being a solo project of trying to, you know, not showing off what you can do, but just coming up with something a bit different. Like I said before, it's got this lighter kind of feel and sound to it than your typical Dream Theater or any other kind of projects that he's done in the past, like Liquid Tension and stuff like that. It sounds very purposeful that he's made those intentional decisions to make it sound quite different than anything he's done before, and I can really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to the rest of the album on this one now. So yeah, John Petrucci, Terminal Velocity, go check it out. That's all I got for you this time, guys. Be sure to hit the thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.